to any mechanic that's ever been a mechanic or, done stuff on other people's cars, just even, just as to try stuff. Uh, when you get somebody to send you a video and like, hey man, or they try to describe it, it never sounds like how they describe. And even so, when I sent the video, I noticed, man, there's a lot of bass missing out of this video. So it made it sound like there was really something else. What I was hearing was like a rattle, clackle with a little bit of bass in it, and totally different sounds. I've been a mechanic, 10 plus years, and I got away from it. I don't want to get into all of that story. I'll leave that for another video. But, I was a mechanic, and then I stepped away like after 2010-ish, and I just had no care to even know about any of this new technology. So now I'm barely getting back here in 26, and I'm kind of like, whoa, whoa, they got some crazy stuff going on with these vehicles. So anyways, get back to the story. So everybody's telling me all these different things. The main issue that happens with these Jeeps is a piston slap because of a detonation. When you have detonation and these pistons are just, this violent explosion is happening, these piston skirts tend to break off, and then they'll slap up against the cylinder walls, creating this sound, which tends to go away once the engine does warm up. But again, I'm hearing more of like a marble, like rolling marbles. I don't know how to describe that as best as I could. I'll leave a stitch of the actual sound that I was hearing. But again, that brings me to my point is that when I recorded stuff, and when you record things and you try to tell, hey, send it to your mechanic or ask anybody what's happening, it's never really going to sound like the way you hear it in real life. Obviously, like the way we record ourselves and we're like, damn, we sound like that. It's the same way. What I would definitely say is, if you do got to send something to somebody, take multiple angles, get up on it, get away from it, and even then, try to describe it as best as you can. And what I did is that they told me a little bit of everything. And actually, this is the other part of the video, is that I like the fact that those forums exist. You'll get out of 10%, out of all the comments that you'll get, about 5 or maybe 10% of them are going to be idiotic. So just being, aware that you're going to get smack talk to you, and stuff like that, which is whatever, I'm saying, just don't pay attention to them, or you can go and delete them, whatever, floats your boat, so, what I found is that I enjoy posting stuff to those places because it's like a think tank. Many mechanics, just like doctors, you get like a consultation or something like that, or you'll get something to where you can ask, another professional on what's going on and what they think the problem is. So that way, it's y'all put y'all's ideas together, you think tank it. So I like that idea. I went in there and I was looking at some of the posts, comments the people had put. They had some really good, and initially the majority, and it broke down like this. Initially, everybody's like, hey, yeah, throw some Rotella 1540 in there, some T4 Rotella, the diesel oil. And I was like, all right, but before I do that, let me give it another day. Let me, diagnose a little bit more. Let me not, get ahead of myself, because I feel like a lot of people do that. They get scared. Oh, I got to fix it right now. And they barely even started to diagnose the issue. So, again, I've always found that if you're able to, let it, sleep on it. Let it sit for a day or two. Do some thinking, because, again, you might end up spending money that you don't need to. Case in point, you can check out my other video. I'll link it there too. That I was about to buy a whole fuel pump, and I didn't need a whole fuel pump. I actually got a little piece of hose that I got for free from these folks over there at O'Reilly. Shout out O'Reilly's here at Corpus Christi off of Saratoga and off of Everhart and Staples. And I got a little piece of hose as a freebie, and I fixed the vehicle, and I didn't need to buy anything. It was awesome. So again, take time to diagnose things. Take time. If you're able to work on your own vehicle, work on your own vehicle. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. You can knock it out. Just take the time, do it yourself, and watch out for some of these mechanics out there trying to pull the wool over you. And not all mechanics are bad. Don't take that. Leave me the hate in the comments if you want to hate. But this is just the truth. This is just the truth. So again, you work on your own vehicle, you learn about it, you're able to maintenance, do things your own self. Take a little bit of pride in that. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, most of the comments were, yeah, get the 1540 Rotella, and then they commented, well, this was interesting as well, and I want to share this with you. Leave in the comments if you've heard about this or if you've done it yourself. Is they recommend putting a half quart to a full quart of transmission fluid, probably the older transmission fluid, so you don't have to waste the money. But if you need to, buy the new transmission fluid. Put that in there, run it for about 30 minutes. So what that does is it cleans out the engine of all the carbon and everything like that that's gunked up. And more importantly, it cleans out those lifters, which I suspect after all my diagnosis, forget what everybody said there, but shout out to everybody who did comment on that forum. I believe it's a lifter issue because, again, that clackling does go away after the engine heats up. And again, that only can mean two things. Lifters, which I did have somebody comment that if it was a lifter issue, you would be 80% of your oil goes to lifters, which I think he meant 20%. But that if I had lifter issues, that I would have low oil pressures or low oil pressure, which, again, I don't feel that's the case. Because, again, you could have a clogged lifter. These are flat tappet lifters, so they're hydraulic. They gotta spool up. They gotta fill up. They might be getting drained. They just probably already just old. But again, they could just be getting debris in there. These things should be staying pumped up, but who knows? So what I'm gonna do after all that, this was, again, what I loved about the think tanking part of those forums is that somebody did mention, check your timing chain. It could be getting rattled. It could be rattling and going up against the aluminum cover. Need to take care of one more issue, and that's the lack of zinc. This is the older vehicle. It has flat tappets. On the camshaft, it does require a zinc particles inside the motor oil. And that just adds a protected layer to the metal parts so they don't wear excessively. And this oil that I put, the GTX high mileage, does not have, it lacks that zinc. So I'm going to go get a zinc additive. It reads that you got to put 2 ounces per quart. So in my 6 quart engine, and again, it did take a little bit more than 6 quarts, but I'm going to stick to 6 quarts. In a 6 quart oiled engine, you have to put 12 ounces. That's what it equals out to. So for every 6 quarts, you put 12 ounces. For every quart, it's 2 ounces. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I just got here to work. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Let me know in the comments what you think if you ran into any of these issues. And I'll check y'all in the next one. Make sure to check your fluids. And all right, y'all take care.